to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about some quotes that came out off the mouth of Pat Shurmur. Of course, Pat Shurmur is starting to feel the heat as the Giants dropped to 2-7. Yesterday, of course, last year, of course, they only won 5 games, and Giants fans are getting impatient. And now they take on the lowly New York Jets, a team with a ton of injuries, dealing with some coaching problems of their own. And I think Shurmur realizes if the New York Giants lose this game, he is going to feel a lot of heat from the media and the fan base for him to be replaced, which is why he went in and had a meeting. Now, there was very encouraging quotes from the players. They said by no means have they quit on Pat Shurmur. They want to fight for Pat Shurmur. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that was basically what came out of the quotes from the unnamed players. They realized that they have a job to get done, and basically what Shurmur said in the meeting, to sum it up, was it's time to get the job done. If you guys do not get the job done, I will be replacing you, with some backups in your roles. Now, he didn't, release any names, but it seems as if we will have a roster shakeup after the bye and possibly even in this game, due to the fact that the guys just have not gotten the job done, whether that's Alec Ogletree at the middle linebacker position, whether that's Antoine Bethea at the safety, Jalapeno at the center. Jalapeno, of course, sustained an injury. But, who knows, who he's referring to. Could be Remmers at the right tackle. But that's what he said, and he basically should be saying the same thing for himself. Because at the end of the day, as much as I want stability with this organization and understand that I think it's important for him to come back next year if he could be a decent head coach, being that we have a young quarterback, he's not gotten the job done, and I am not going to fight and cry if he is released because, at the end of the day, there hasn't been results. 7 wins, Pat, and you've made some very questionable play calls, which is why I was going to do a video basically saying that I think it's time to relieve Pat Shurmur of the offensive play calling duty. So a sentiment that has been said by most Giant fans that are subscribed to my channel. They think that he should have, worry about being the head coach. Don't worry about calling the plays. Shake something up, change something up, give Shula some responsibility in calling the plays. It could still be in the Pat Shurmur-led offense, but maybe if he's not calling the plays, maybe a change helps this offense get going. But yeah. And next year, if Shurmur does remain on as the head coach, which I think he will, especially due to the fact that he brought in Daniel Jones after week 3, I think that signified that this is a rebuild year. We're bringing in a guy with no experience. We're going to let him take his lumps. We're going to let him learn. And I think he got the go-ahead by upper management before he made that decision. And when he made that decision, I think they probably gave him stability that he will be here for a 3rd year. I could be wrong, but that's honestly my opinion. We'll have to wait and see in the offseason. But if he does remain on, if they don't have enough trust in Shula to call the plays, it might be time to bring in a new offensive coordinator and a guy that maybe eventually could take over the head coaching job, similar to what a Ben Mcadoo did, even though it did not work out. But maybe you bring in a fresh offensive mind to be the OC next year, and Shurmur could worry about being the head coach. That's my mindset on that. But what I wanted to talk about were some of the quotes that came out of Pat Shurmur's mouth that were eerily similar to that of Ben Mcadoo just 3 weeks before Ben Mcadoo was fired when the Giants were not playing well just a few years ago. But here are the quotes. There, of course, is Pat Shurmur, and here is the first quote. Pat was asked how the losses have been wearing on him in the recent weeks. Shurmur added, "For me, it's an urgency to win games. That's what it's about. How does it wear on me? I'm built for this because I know we're on the right path, and I know we're just a few plays away from getting over the top. When the players see that, then we can build on that." And now this is a quote from Mcadoo, like I said, just 3 weeks before he was released by the Giants. "Listen, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm built for this." The same exact quote Mcadoo said on November 15th, 2017. "A calm doesn't suit me. A storm does." So there's a quote from our current coach and our previous coach. The previous coach who said that was fired 3 weeks later. We'll have to wait and see if Shurmur does, in fact, retain his job throughout the season. But, he's saying, I guess he's saying the right things. He's basically saying that he does best when his back's up against the wall. Well, you didn't do your best with Cleveland, and hopefully you do your best here with the Giants, because even if you keep your job, your back will be up against the wall in your third season. And hopefully you get much better with the play calling, or if you don't, have enough foresight to realize maybe something we need to change. We need somebody else to be calling the plays, and you worry about being the head coach. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. I will say, Pat, over the last 2 weeks seems to have opened the playbook a little bit. You've seen some more creativity, and hopefully we get Daniel Jones more under center. I think he works better there with the play action rollout. Use some RPOs when necessary, and try to combat the Jets blitz, because I'm sure the Jets are going to continue to do what all the defenses have done in the past. But, yeah, I just thought that was ironic that Pat Shurmur came out and said the exact words verbatim that Ben Mcadoo said just a few years ago when put in a very similar situation. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But as always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.